Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alexa and welcome to my 2025 goals. If you know me at all, you've watched any of my videos, you know that goals are like what I live by. I cannot live without goals in my life. I am constantly creating new goals, even like partway through the year, halfway through the year, I'll be making new goals for myself. If I don't have goals, I literally cease to exist. So today we're going to be going over a little bit of like a review of 2024, but also what goals and what intentions I have for 2025. So let's get into it. 2025 goals. A review of what we're going over today. So we're going 2024 highlights and lowlights, a review of 2024, 2025 goals, a vision board, and conclusion. Yes, this is very TED Talky of me, but this is how I like to do my goals. I did this in like 2023, I think. I just like it this way. So the highlights of 2024, let's get into it. First of all, my little baby boy, he was born this year in 2024 in May, and my daughter became a big sister, which is so exciting. This was one of the first pictures I have of them together when she first was holding him. So cute. The farmer's market. I had such a nice summer because I didn't have to work. I was on maternity leave for May through end of September. So nice. Some boat days with the little guy. And this picture in particular, I've been trying to learn how to braid my daughter's hair. She is mixed, obviously, and I want to be able to do her hair in braids. And so I actually braided her hair 3 different times this year, in different ways, different styles and stuff. But this was the first time I did it, and I was really proud of this picture when she's sleeping because you can see like the parts that I did and stuff, and it's really cute. We moved into a house. I think I've talked about this I posted like a life update type of video, and we are living in a house now, so that's very exciting. We got family pictures done in October. This is a video of my daughter starting her swim lessons. She went to them like I want to say June through December, and then we're taking a break for the winter because it's pretty cold, and then she's gonna resume once it's warmer outside. Then here's a picture of them holding their little bunnies, which I thought was so cute. And also, I got 2 promotions at work this year, which was very exciting as well. The first one being in October, and then right in December, like right before the end of the year, I got another promotion, which was a very big deal for me because that promotion was like a goal that I had in my head for like, eventually this will be the position I want to have, and now I'm doing it, so that's very exciting. All right, lowlights. Let's talk about the sad things of the year. Ugh, this picture. Pregnancy. Terrible, terrible. My pregnancy with my daughter, I felt like went pretty smooth. It went through like the normal pregnancy things, but it wasn't like terrible whatsoever. But with my son, towards the end, I had a lot of complications. This was me getting like a stress test done towards the end because I had to be induced a couple weeks early. And the medical condition that I developed towards the end of pregnancy did put his life at risk a little bit. It did increase his chances of stillbirth, so I was like very nervous going into labor. But obviously everything worked out, but it definitely was not fun, and I was pregnant for the first 5 months of the year, so definitely not fun. Money. Man, I have a channel. If you haven't followed it, you could go follow it. I prefer, if you didn't know me in real life, go follow it if you're just watching this on the internet. Because money sucked this year. It was so difficult. We were like a 1-income house for, I want to say like 8 months of the year, which we are not meant to live that kind of life, truly. So yeah, it was a rough year money-wise. We definitely are extremely like not doing well financially at the moment, but hopefully 2025, it's one of my goals to turn that around. So, the apartment. So this is a picture of one of the rooms in our old apartment that we moved from into the house now. There were a lot of bad reviews of our previous apartment on the internet. Like everyone was giving it like 1 star, 1 star, and we never had any issues. We really didn't. It was a nice apartment. The neighbors were nice. We never had any issues while we were living there until we moved out. So we actually moved out about 3 months before our lease ended and kind of took that risk that we might have to pay double rent for a couple months. Luckily, it only ended up being like 1 month of double rent and then somebody else rented it, so it wasn't a big deal. But they marked us for so many charges, for so many ridiculous things, that we lost our entire deposit as well as owing them money. So then we had to dish up money when we were expecting to receive money. So that was really crappy, really not fun, and partially contributed to the whole number two of money not being good for us, because we already were like in a risky place, paying double rent, and we had to cough up a deposit for the house and all the things. And then just to get hit with like, oh yeah, by the way, you're not getting your deposit back from the apartment, and also you owe us money. Ugh, terrible. Hated it. Oh, and last but not least, this is something that actually happened at the beginning of 2025, but I feel like because we struggled with it during 2024, I'm just going to include it in the 2024 lowlights. That way I don't have to think about it anymore. So our dog, Jasper, the sweetest little boy, I don't want to cry, but we did end up giving him away because mostly because I was worried because he liked to guard things a lot. Like he was very sensitive of guarding me in particular because we were very bonded. But also he was very particular in guarding like his food and like certain things like that. And he really is the sweetest boy, but he just needed a different home without like the kids like Livy like grabbing his food out of the food bowl and like stuff like that. I was worried that eventually one day he might just hurt one of the kids on accident. So we did end up giving him to a shelter in our area, and luckily, like I researched some shelters, but I didn't realize how amazing the shelter was until I actually was dropping him off. But I gave him to like the number one shelter in my city. Not only the number one shelter, but they're a no-kill shelter. If dogs have any behavioral issues, they work with them until they're ready to be adopted, then adopt them out. They are like 90% of fosters, and almost 100% of their animals get adopted within a couple months. It's like 90 something percent. So he actually got adopted yesterday. I found out they had an adoption fair yesterday, and he did get adopted, and his new owner looks so nice. And it's sad for me because I love him, but I'm so happy for him because I think he will be so much happier with his new owner. So yeah, bittersweet. Gotta drink my coffee so I can pull my emotions together. Oh, a review of 2024, giving it a rating out of 10. 4 out of 10. It would be a 0 out of 10, but we got some extra points for my son being born this year, moving into a new house, and the 2 promotions. Like those were such big highlights for the year, all 3 of them, especially like having our little baby boy. Like that's literally the only reason why this year was like any semblance of a good year, because really truly from January, like literally beginning of January 2024, it was the worst year. The worst. Except for these 3 things, literally. So I'm hoping that 2025 will turn it around, because honestly, 2024, worst year of my existence, other than my son being born. So let's keep going. 2025 goals. We're getting into it. We got the personal goals first. We kind of divided them up into categories. So let's see what's happening. Take care of my health more, eating, fitness, mental well-being. This is definitely something that you'll notice is a trend throughout my personal goals. I do think like after having my second baby, it's a little bit different. I'm so busy, and also I'm so busy with work as well, that I'm like, I feel like I'm not taking care of myself very well. Along with like that financial stress, like I mentioned, like we've had a lot of financial issues, and sometimes like I would prioritize getting my kids food over buying myself like healthy food, because obviously like I want my kids to be healthy and fed and all that kind of thing. And so yeah, I'm hoping that this year, like I'll get through the goals and I'll kind of explain, but if we have like more disposable income in general, I just want to get my health back on track because I feel like since I had the baby, I just have not been taking care of myself at all. So definitely a big goal for 2025. The next one is learn how to tidy a house and be more consistent. I would say like once a week, I'm just power cleaning the house, like for a very big chunk of time. And it's just not very sustainable because like I feel like it needs to be more of like a daily small clean than a weekly like I'm spending my entire day cleaning. Like it's not sustainable. So I want to learn how to tidy a house like consistently and just be better at it. It kind of goes back to the mental well-being thing. I have a really hard time being able to have good mental health if my house or my space is very messy. So working on that. Ooh, run a 5K. This has been something that's been on my list forever and ever. I can't remember, like, I think in 2020, I remember making this like a goal of mine. And I think it just didn't happen because I ended up getting pregnant with Olivia. So I would really like to do that this year. It's a redemption. Next, complete the 75 hard or 75 medium, 75 something. I actually did do the 75 medium challenge, which I didn't do all of it, but I did make it like a third of the way, I would say. And then I got extremely sick and that really threw me off. But I would really like to do it. I think it would be like it kind of tying into the health and fitness and mental well-being. I just think maybe it'd be interesting to give it a try. Next up, try counseling or therapy. I think I need it. Enough said. And read 10 books this year. I actually think I will get more than 10 books this year because I did get into a series recently and I read a book in a day and I'm on the second book right now. So I think I might be able to hit 20 books this year. Originally I was thinking 10, but on my Goodreads account, if you have Goodreads, you should follow me. But on my Goodreads account, I did set my goal as 20 for the year. So we'll see 10 to 20 books. Next up, relationship. I want to have a date night at least one time per month. We never have date nights. We never have time to ourselves without the kids. Mostly because we're very like opposites. Like I work weekends. He's like doing stuff during the week and it's hard. It's just hard. So I think that would help us. So I want to make that a goal of ours. Parenting. So I really want to be better about not getting as frustrated or like touched out or sometimes even yelling, especially with my daughter. Like I feel like with having a 4-year-old, it is like really easy for me just to get so frustrated with her because I know she knows what the right thing to do is and she just doesn't do it a lot of the times. So I'm hoping that this year I can be a little bit more gentle, not taking the gentle parenting approach because that's just not for me, but I would like to be a little bit more calm in my parenting. And then family time at least once per week. In the winter, maybe like a family movie time. In the summer, maybe going to the park. I would like that. Financial. I will be talking about these a little bit more in depth and I might be setting a couple more on my channel, Out of Debt with Lex. But we'll go over a couple things here. 2 consistent incomes in 2025, fingers crossed. Obviously, this is something that isn't always completely in my control, but I do feel like having consistent income will help us go so far. Last year, part of the reason why the financial hardship was so hard was because there were a lot of issues with a lot of jobs on my husband's side of things. And because of that, it was like we'd have a couple weeks where we'd start to get stable again, and then we wouldn't have that second income, and then we'd be back to square one. And while I was on maternity leave, I was getting paid during my maternity leave, but the first 6 weeks were actually a lot less. They ended up being a lot less than expected. And then the last 12 weeks were just my base pay. So normally because I work weekends, because I like work off shift, I get like a boost in my pay for that reason. And because it was just base pay, I actually did get paid less than normal overall. So it made it really hard for this year. So I really am hoping that this coming year in 2025, we can have some more consistent income and get our lives back on track in that way because it is so hard to live without that consistent income and without making enough money to cover your expenses. You're just watching your debts climb, your savings slip away, all the things. It's really unnerving and it makes me very sad and like uncomfortable. So hopefully this year's the year. Fingers crossed. Restart and continue debt-free journey. I will be posting a video over on my other channel. Like I said, kind of multiple videos worth of like, what are my goals? What am I doing for this? Blah, blah, blah. But also I'm going to be doing a debt confession where I just confess all my debts. So exciting stuff. My biggest goal with the debt-free journey is to make consistent progress and don't relapse, because that's what happened this year. I started making a ton of progress and then relapsed essentially. Build an emergency fund of at least $1,000. That emergency fund went away when my husband's car needed repairs, so RIP, but hopefully we can build that back. Now, business goals. So I want to get back into YouTube, but not put pressure on myself. I'm going to be posting like a couple of videos randomly for the near future probably, and then eventually I would like to get back on like a schedule of some sort or consistency of some sort. But it is, I don't know what space I'm in where I just stopped being able to post these. I don't know what happened to me. For years I've been posting on YouTube and like mostly being consistent, having a couple weeks off here or there, that type of thing. And it's almost like I think I burned out maybe, or I don't even know. Like I just physically could not grab my camera and start filming. So hopefully this year I can get back into it because I do really like doing it. It's a good outlet for me and I have a lot of fun doing it. So we will see. Next up, let go of the pressure from 2022. So I watched recently a video of kind of a summary of 2022, I believe, or maybe it's 2021, I can't remember. But either way, it was a video where I was like reviewing like my numbers and my goals and stuff like that. And I had made like $14,000 from YouTube that year. And I was like, oh, this is just the beginning. Like, let's keep going, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like my mindset about YouTube shifted after that year where I just wanted to attain that success again. And I never have been able to, and I still am not able to. And something about that, maybe that's part of the reason why I burned out. I don't know, but I do feel like that success that I experienced that year really influenced all of the decisions I made after that point. And so I want to get back to the basics of just doing YouTube to do YouTube because I love it, and not so much of like the pressure that I think just remains from that year where I was able to gain like 20,000 subscribers in a year. I just don't know that I'll ever be able to do that again. So I need to be able to just let that go and just keep making videos that I love, because that's what I wanted to do on YouTube anyways when I started. So yeah, be consistent by December 2025. Like I said, not going to put pressure on myself right away, but hopefully by the end of the year, be consistent. Ooh, this is my vision board. I just concocted this up. So mainly, like, we have some running, we got some reading, got some filming, money, happiness, some lake days, nature. We got family time, eating healthy, dreaming, worry less, live more. I just feel like I like this picture, like these pictures together make me happy. So I love to create a little vision board. And my conclusion. So 2025, it's got to be better than 2024 because there's nowhere we can go but up at this point. I want it to be a bounce back year. That's my motto this year, is bounce back. Like, I've had a lot of adversity in my life these last 12 months, essentially, of just going through so many things that I cannot tell the internet, behind closed doors, so many things. And it has been so hard. And this year is going to be the year where that stuff ends. Literally, like the stuff that I've been dealing with since January 2024 is going to be put to an end this year. And we're going to start fresh with a blank paper and just be able to start over. And I can't explain what it is on the internet, obviously, but it has been like a dark cloud looming over our family for over a year. So bounce back year. Let's go. Health, happiness, stability, all words that I want to be happening this year. I just want to be healthy, be happy, and feel like our family and our life is like more stable than it is currently. Because right now it's just so volatile. And like I said, this year, the things that have been hanging over us are coming to an end. So the greatness of that is that we can finally be normal again. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be posting on here kind of when I feel like it, but hopefully a little bit more often, as well as eventually on my Lex Listens channel and on my Out of Debt with Lex channel. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.